What if I told you I could shoot less than a half-inch group at 100 yards with a factory lever action rifle that cost under $1,000 using factory ammunition, and oh, it's chambered in 30-30. Let's go. Hello friends, thanks for tuning in. Pat here with the brand new for 2023 Rossi R95. Now this Rossi R95 is a lever gun that is coming to a market that is desiring lever guns, period. Everything lever gun is in demand. So Rossi bringing this to market is good. But now I've had my hands on this thing for about a month. I've taken it to the range multiple times. I have taken it to a range day and handed it off to a bunch of buddies to see what they thought about it. And of course, I've ran a big variety of ammo through this thing, seeing what works the best and what doesn't. So far, everything from Lever Revolution to the Nosler to the old 150 grain soft points to the 170s, everything functions really well. But now as for grouping, some of them did well, some of them didn't. Of course, we're going to cover that here in a little bit. But now back to the range day. I took this thing and let a handful of friends shoot it. That handful of friends, they had a good time of shooting it. Of course, it was free ammo for them. Something I'd like to add about the ammo we used on that range day is the fact that it had hard primers. I'd been trying to run this stuff in my Winchester 94 previously, and it was just click, 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 light strikes, light strikes, light strikes, and boy, would it absolutely just check your flinch. Every time that stuff would fail to fire, it's just like click. Cool, I don't have any flinch in me today, so I decided to take it and just burn it up on something where we were just having fun, where there wasn't any type of accuracy or anything like that. And this Rossi just crushed those primers, so kudos on that. So now this is based on the Marlin 336 since that patent has expired, but Rossi has actually done some pretty decent little changes on here. So the first two changes are going to be seen right here on the bolt. I went ahead and removed the bolt from the gun to better show you. So the first one we're going to talk about is the extractor. So your extractor here is different from the Marlin in the past because Marlin had always used a stamped steel extractor. This one right here is more familiar to you guys that run semi-automatics. We've got a roll pin here that this hinges on, and we've got a coil spring underneath that provides our tension. So all we have, you know, is just your standard claw there to pull the rounds out. Now also in the past, Marlin has relied on a broken, well, not broken, intermittent firing pin. The firing pin was interrupted, I guess you would say. Well, right here, if you roll this thing over, we have got a firing pin block. So rather than having a two-piece firing pin, this one has got a firing pin block, just like your semi-automatic handguns. You know, Glock has that safe action. You kind of have to get that pin up out of the way before the firing pin can be protruded. And that is pushed up when the locking lug comes up and locks this bolt into battery. So once that's locked into battery, that pushes up and the firing pin can be struck. So now let's just show you this thing. We're going to run from one end to the other. So right here we have got a very gratuitous butt pad. You know, 30-30 doesn't give a lot of recoil, but this butt pad soaks it up really well. And it's also very tactile. It gives a nice contact point on the shoulder, shirt, jacket, whatever, and keeps the gun from shifting around while you're using it. Right here on the stock, we've got your traditional comb. We've got some really decent checkering. This checkering isn't like diamonds like you would think. This is more kind of like waves or bumps. It's not crazy grippy, but it's also just not slick. So this is some type of hardwood. Got a really nice finish. It's not too shiny. It doesn't look like that Browning sprayed on, but then it's also not crazy dull. So it's pretty decent stock. I found it to be comfortable. We'll go up here to the lever. This lever is a standard loop. Also, I've seen advertised overseas, they have got a trapper model that has a big loop, and I thought that was pretty cool. Now, one thing, with this being a clone, I wish, like crazy, that Rossi had cloned the pre-83 Marlin 336. That way it wouldn't have this crossbolt safety. That crossbolt safety is, you know, something I wish that they could have left behind, and of course I will be deleting that very soon. Our hammer locks back just like it should. Our trigger feels pretty decent. I'll go ahead and leave a trigger pull weight down below. Right here on top of the receiver, this is tapped and drilled for any of the Weaver 63B family. So that Weaver 63B family, that fits your Henry rifle calibers, your Marlin rifle calibers. So anything that's compatible with that, like the Ranger Point Precision Rhino rail, severals are going to just go right on this. Now, right here, we've got a 20-inch barrel. This 20-inch barrel has shown to be pretty accurate. You know, most of the ammo that I did was kind of like middle of the road. You know, it was 30-30, what you would expect. And then I had one that really shined. Oh, dude, 100 yards, 3 rounds touching. That Hornady Lever Revolution was awesome. We'll get back to accuracy here in a little bit. Mag tube. They've gone with a sporter type mag tube instead of going all the way out, which is actually pretty nice because they've used the end cap rather than the barrel band. The end cap models keep this mag tube from rolling around or anything like that, and this thing is actually nice and short, so if you wanted to chop and thread this, that saves you from work, from having to move back your mount and chop down your mag tube and everything. If you just lay a tape measure on it, it's the perfect 16.5 inches for you guys that want to thread that. So now we've just got a standard front sight and a buckhorn rear sight. A standard front sight, it's just standard black. I would have to throw just a little bit of paint on here to make it high vis. Of course, where we're going with this, we won't need that front sight. As you'll notice during the testing, I had gone ahead and put a Ranger Point Precision rail on there, a Picatinny rail, and a 1-6 LPVO and a set of Warren 513M rings. Now those were nice and low. I struggled just a little bit with a cheek weld, but of course we can build that up. Like I said, where we're going, this thing is going to look completely different by the end of this video. So as for the accuracy, the Hornady Lever Revolution absolutely wins with a 3-shot group touching at 100 yards. That group was freaking phenomenal. So I ran through a few other different types of ammo, and the rest of those were about 1 to 1 1/4 MOA, standard 30-30 lever gun stuff, all the way out to the nozzler. Now the nozzler's got a really nice packaging. It's got a boat tail projectile with this really cool looking green ballistic tip, and oh my goodness, that thing, it didn't really group. It kind of, I guess you'd call it a pattern. So that nozzler didn't run well in this. Hopefully the nozzler runs well in one of my other 30-30s. You know, I've got like 4 other 30-30s. So hopefully the nozzler does well. But I just ran through an assortment of Winchester, the 150 grain, the 170 grain. I did some Federal 150s and 170s, and just ran through what I thought would be a good assortment of the ammo that's available. You know, 30-30 is finally starting to come back, and I'm stocking up while I can. And boom, told you guys this thing was going to look completely different by the end of the video. So this is the same R95, but Ranger Point Precision, as soon as the R95 releases, Ranger Point is going to have the full setup. We've got a modular stock here with an optional accessory panel. That accessory panel gives you QDs for a sling. I've got a Magpul MS1 on here. Gives you M-lock for mounting things such as quivers. We've got a quick takedown screw here on the lever, a Costa handguard that's got M-lock 369, and it also offers the QD pockets for your sling. This thing is freaking killer. Got the Zerotech 1-6 on here now and a set of Warren 513M rings. Yeah, I'm digging this thing. I cannot wait to take this out and start having some fun with this. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Rossi R95. It is starting to rain, so I need to get so I don't ruin my camera. Well, anyway, I hope you guys will check out the link down below. I've got some Linktree links down there. Those are affiliate links. It gives me 3 to 5%. Puts ammo back in guns, gas back in gas tanks, so I keep turning on the camera and bringing stuff like this to you. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. I love you, and I think I'm going to love this Rossi R95. I can't wait to get it out and romp around in the woods with it this year. We'll see you guys next time.